Be the fam, that's what they call me. Promise that you never be lonely.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Primordial Rage here. Wanted to go ahead and apologize first and foremost for not making a video in a while, but a little bit under the weather. I'm here to actually go over a couple games that I played in Gauntlet today. So a couple of them were easily winnable, but there were various misplays that I made on my end, which made it a little harder to win, which I wanted to share with you guys just to make sure you guys are paying attention to the order that you do things, and also a couple games where I actually had really good draws, and wanted to share those with you guys here. So let's go ahead and go here with the first one. I believe it was this one here. Oh, nope, wasn't. Sorry about that, guys. Let me go ahead and get that pulled up here. There we go. So, this first match here, it was me playing as Songhai versus Lionar, and I didn't really feel too uncomfortable. I feel like Lionar is one of those classes that I think Songhai can play decently well against, especially in Gauntlet. So I went ahead and started off throwing out the minion here, moving it over, and then activating it just to take out the lion, because I know it can be a really irritating thing to play against. So went ahead and took that one out. I was like, okay, that's not a problem when it comes to the provoke, but he also was able to get the minion out, so I was like, okay. Able to get the fire spitter here, so I was like, well, let me go ahead and just get a little distance between myself and the enemy Lionar. Threw out the spitter at the corner. I was like, okay, I'm going to take out all your minions one by one. And then the sun bloom came out, and I was like, no, come on, be gentle. I was like, okay, it's not over yet. I think I still got this. So let me go ahead and throw this guy out there, the Heart Seeker. Now, my intentions were for me to use the inner focus to activate it, and then use the killing edge to kill the provoker. Now, what actually happened is I used a killing edge first, and I was like, oh shit, I fucked it up. It wasn't too bad. I feel like I could still come back from it. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. With that very, very minor misplay, it made the game that much more harder to win, and he was actually able to take out my Heart Seeker with the tiger there. I was like, okay, I think I still have this. And I threw out the horn just to start, having it stack its passive, but unfortunately that didn't work out too well either, since he had the Iron Cliff. He's also able to buff the Iron Cliff there. So I was just basically trying to put as many minions on the board that I could. Now where I messed up was attacking the Iron Cliff and not having anything else there, so It's a little rough. Basically, after that little misplay over here, I didn't have much to do. Now, after that game, I was a little bit salty. So when I found out my next Gauntlet game was against Lionar again, I was like, okay, all right, time to get my revenge. So go ahead and speed this up a little bit for you guys. He threw out a lion as well, and I was like, wait, this is the same guy, but it ended up not being the same person. So I ended up equipping the Cyclone Mask, which basically allows me to attack from range with my champion. So went ahead and did that. Here you can see the Lionar was contemplating what he wanted to do. So he ended up taking one mana tile. And then here I was like, I can't really let this live because I don't want it to do damage to me by just replacing. So I went ahead and summoned the Arrow Whistler and attacked it with myself and the Arrow Whistler. So I was effectively clearing off his board without having to play anything on my end. Now he did take out my Whistler, which I was a little bummed out, but you know, it's whatever. Didn't really bother me too much. It's done its purpose. And here I was actually curious as to why he attacked me. He could have just kept me in that corner, but he decided not to. Here I figured I needed to take out his Squire here, so I went ahead and buffed myself up. Threw out the Heart Seeker. Threw the Seer out there. I was actually quite surprised that he didn't try to clear my board, so went ahead and created some distance with both myself and the Heart Seeker. I attacked with the Heart Seeker, and then attacked with my champion. Didn't use this because it's, even if I attack with this first, with the Heart Seeker first, with the seal, since it wouldn't do any damage because of the force field, it wouldn't have died. Went ahead and created a blockade for myself. And then I saw I got the Life Seeker here, so I was like really happy with that. Now, since I don't have any more stacks on my artifact, I was able to walk in close, attack him. And I figured that Iron Cliff was going to be coming out, which was the case. And this was a 2-for-1 deal. Able to use the seal on the Heart Seeker and take it out effectively for free. And you can tell by the emotes, Lionar is not having a fun time. So I moved Life Giver down just so I can buff it with the Windrunner. here I could tell Lionar is trying to create some distance. He thought he would have a couple more turrets to deal with my board, but unfortunately that's not the case. I was able to go ahead and finish it with the Phoenix Fire there. I guess for added BM, I went ahead and used everything else that I had. No, it's just because I was salty in that last game. Very BM on my end. I do apologize for that. So, I will time and time again tell you that I feel that a really good Duelyst player is able to win a mirror match. Now, me being a Vitruvian main, I find Vitruvian mirror matches to be the most interesting. Went ahead and replaced the creature that copies, just because I don't need it right now, which ends up paying off later on. So here, the other Vitruvian threw out the Obelisk, and I was like, oh man, come on, don't need that right now. Replace that one. Got the Scarab. Threw out my own Obelisk. I figured, well, since he wants to throw Obelisks out, might as well throw mine out too. And then create pressure by destroying his Obelisk or putting damage to his Obelisk. There's no point in me trying to trade. And then I was bummed out because he dispelled my Obelisk. I'm like, come on. And threw out another one as well. I was like, come on, don't do this to me. I was really good on my end that I didn't attack him, because if I did, it wouldn't be here in order to contest this Obelisk. So I threw out a win. Well, I threw out my hero power to summon the Dwarvish here. I was able to buff it, take out effectively both Obelisks on the opponent's side. Now, since I have pressure, I figured, well, Vitruvian tend to not do so well with a lot of minions on the board. Especially with it being Gauntlet, I didn't feel there was any particular threat. And then I was sadly showed that I was wrong in that aspect. He was able to throw out Star's Fury and effectively clear my board. So here I figured, well, I think he's getting a little cocky. And I knew he wasn't gonna gain tempo back because he doesn't have any mana left, so I still felt really good about my position that I was in right now. So I threw out the Scarab, figured he didn't have anything to contest it. And then, weirdly enough, he threw his own Scarab right below himself, where it was pretty interesting to me. I was like, why would you do that? So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and summon another Dervish here to attack his Scarab. But before I do so, I ended up getting that Mirage Master back, copied his Scarab. I was able to attack it and then destroy his. And I figured might as well do a little bit of damage to him. I didn't feel that I was, you know, threatened by his board at all. Threw out his second Star's Fury, which bummed me out. I was like, man, he really does not want me to win this game. He was using everything in his power in order to prevent me from having any kind of board. So I was like, okay, well, I don't think he has a third one, so let me go ahead and throw out an obelisk here. I'll go ahead and move and throw another obelisk on the other side of him. That way, if he does have something that can dispel in an area of effect, then he won't be able to do it. So I went and separated both of those. He threw out the Arcanist, which got a copy of my Cosmic Flesh. And then he threw the Provoke out on that end, which it was kind of interesting to me because I would have put it here to prevent any kind of attack from any location. But he decided to put it side by side for some reason. So here I was praying for a good spawn, which I ended up getting. I went ahead and used my artifact, cleared out that taunt in order for me to be able to move all of my minions. And then I buffed one, making total damage 7, and killing the other Vitruvian. But yeah, those were some very interesting games I had today. They were really fun. I actually have a couple more Gauntlet games I'm going to be finishing today. So with that being said, I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Sorry for the delay in making more videos, but I do appreciate your time. Have a great day, and like always, I'll see you guys next time.
I feel the hate with you staring across the room. I dare you play your cards, boy, you bet I'm a trendsetter too. Fire when the strobe hits you.
That's it, Brian? Yes.
Bet you're looking for something new. Staring across the room. Bet I'm a trendsetter too. Bulletproof, on another level, ahead of the crew. Select never settles, it only gets better the more you see. Powerful and free, confidence is key. So watch me figure it out. It's all about what you bring to the crowd, where your reference is loud. They're calling me over, set your fire on me, like what I see you getting closer. Hey, trendsetter, see your fire when the strobe hits you. I didn't see who you came with. Bet you're looking for something new.